Do you feel the vibes?
What's up, YouTube? It's Carolina Calvin, coming with your Super Bowl 50 preview between the Carolina Panthers and the Denver Broncos. Both #1 seeds in their conferences. The Panthers only losing 1 game, and the Broncos only losing 4. Both teams doing really well in the playoffs. That Broncos defense was amazing. And Carolina, it's been the offense. When in past, it's been the defense. That offense, they were putting up a lot of points. The defense was out there getting turnovers, but I think it's definitely been a balance with that Carolina team. Now, I'm doing this video today. I normally do it the day before, but I wanted to go ahead and do it now because, I'm probably going to be out of town. So I wanted to go ahead and do this video now so I can go ahead and get my thoughts out on YouTube. The keys to victory, starting with Denver, can Peyton make the throws? He hasn't had a good year. His playoffs, he hasn't turned the ball over, but he only has 2 touchdowns in the playoffs, and those came in the first half of that Patriots game. Other than that, he essentially has been in game manager mode. And that's just weird to say. You got one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. But it's, you watch the games, you can tell his ability has been diminished. You look at last year and how much he struggled last year. It's going to be important when he has to throw. Will he be able to make those throws? And if necessary, will he, either be able to play from out of a hole or make throws down the field to help his team win? It's going to be important on his arm. I thought he made enough plays in the Patriots game. The way that defense played helped out a lot. Getting the turnovers and just getting a lot of pressure on Tom Brady. I think that was, anyone coming out of that game saw that was the key to Denver winning. The pressure on Tom Brady. Also, for the running game. I was talking about Peyton and his arm. To take some of the pressure off Peyton, running the ball effectively would help. C.J. Anderson and Ronnie Hillman, they're gonna have to be able to run. They're gonna have to be able to run the ball effectively. The offensive line's gonna have to be able to block. I think this will take a lot of pressure off Peyton, keep him from having to throw the ball as often. Now that's something that, even looking at last year, that's something they really wanted to start doing, is establishing the run, seeing as how much Peyton's abilities have diminished. You look at year before last, it was throw heavy. Peyton was still, he was still making the throws down the field. It was really throw heavy. Things have changed, but the running game hasn't been as good this year. It was really good last year, but that's something they're gonna have to lean on. And just speak on the defense. Get pressure on the quarterback. Something they're one of the best teams in the league at it. One more game, they got to keep getting pressure on the quarterback. Those are the keys to me for Denver. Just going into this game. The Carolina side, protection of Cam Newton. I just was talking about that Denver pass rush. It's gonna be tough to block, and they'll bring blitzes every now and then, including with one of the best pass rushing front in football. One of the best pass rushing fronts in football. Von Miller, you saw him in that Patriots game. DeMarcus Ware, older player, still can get to the quarterback. Derek Wolfe, and they'll send some linebackers. They'll send a safety to get extra pressure. So protecting Cam is definitely one of the important things. Carolina's gonna want to stay balanced, so it's gonna be run, a lot of read option. But when Cam Newton does throw, he tends to hold the ball a little bit longer to make some throws down the field. So they're gonna have to be able to protect him while he makes these throws. Like I said, Carolina has to stay balanced. The running game has to be effective, and when they do throw the ball, Cam Newton has to get the time to be able to survey the field. Defensively, I would say pressure on Peyton. No, I would say stopping the run game. Stopping the run game is probably one of the most important things because I mentioned earlier Denver's gonna try to establish the run. It's important for them to establish the run, seeing that they don't want Peyton sitting back throwing that many times. So if Carolina can really slow down that running game, it will force Peyton to have to be in third and long, second and long to be able to make these plays with his arm. That's not a short throw. You 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4, he can convert those, but I want to see 3rd and 7, 3rd and 10. Will he be able to convert those consistently enough for the Broncos to win? And I think slowing down that run game is gonna be important for Carolina to make Peyton have to beat you. And that's weird to say. The guy's a Hall of Famer. It's possibly his last game. That's weird to say, to force Peyton Manning to beat you. But just looking at this year, I would say that's what a lot of the teams want to do. Anybody that played the Broncos when Peyton was out there, you wanted Peyton to beat you. And for the most part, he really didn't show that he could. Now, things can change. He could revert back to old Peyton for at least one game, and he can start making those accurate throws down the field. But just based on what we've seen, that's what Carolina needs to do. They need to take away that running game and put pressure on him, put pressure on his arm, and make him have to make accurate throws down the field. To get into the injury report, I have injury reports for both teams. The Denver Broncos, Darian Stewart, probable. TJ Ward, probable. I think both those guys are going to play. On the Carolina side, Mike Tolbert, probable. Thomas Davis, probable. I don't think he's broken arm. The guy might play. How effective he can be, who knows? But he's a tough guy. Even the game after the Cardinals, he said he was going to play, knowing that his arm was broken. They have him listed as probable. And Jared Allen, who didn't play against the Cardinals, he is also listed as probable. I think Jared Allen's going to play. I think Tolbert's going to play. Thomas Davis, I don't know. I think his snaps will be down, but if he does play, it's a high possibility. Man, this is a Super Bowl. He really wants to go out there and win, but if he's hurting the team, I can see him, being pulled. And the pick, of course, I'm going with Carolina. I mean, we're a Carolina Panthers fan. I'm gonna go with Carolina, but I'm not gonna be like everyone else and overlook that Denver team, because if Peyton goes out there and plays like old Peyton, that team could be really tough. That's really been their only downside, is the offense hasn't been what it used to be when he first got to Denver. The offense has been struggling, mainly because he just hasn't been making the throws. He's been missing guys. The defense has gotten better. Wade Phillips, not a good head coach, but he is a good defensive coordinator. So that team is dangerous. Running game, if that's on, they got some good running backs. Like I said, the defense, the secondary, they're good on all levels. One of the best pass rushing fronts in football. Secondary, Keep to lead. TJ Ward, Chris Harris, those guys make plays back in the secondary. And there's a reason they have the number one defense. They've been leaning on that defense all year. They're going to be tough to beat. It's going to be tough to move the ball against them. But I'm going to go with Carolina in this game. Of course, let me know what your pick for Super Bowl 50 is. Like this video, hit that thumbs up button, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.